Welcome, preppers. I hope you're good. We need an audio and comms check, please. The old 5x5, as they say in RAF, I believe. So, yes. Awesome. Engineer to succeed. And Roberto. Cheers, Matt. Appreciate it, sir. Cool. It looks like we're getting out there. Well, if I'm getting out from the middle of Wales all the way to the US, I think that's pretty cool. Sweet. Okay. Thanks for the confirmation, everyone, about all of that. What we're going to do is we're waiting for this live stream to warm up. If you're watching this in the replay, skip forward 10 minutes or so, because it takes a lot actually to get this warmed up and working correctly, because also the notifications are going out, etc. So whilst we're waiting for that all to gel, as it were, it'd be cool to know roughly where you guys are. You haven't got to be exact, obviously, OPSEC and all of that sort of thing. Rightio. We got 200 people already. Fantastic. This is good. Since I've been stopped doing all of the stuff that I was doing, I've not been demonetized. So this looks like it's a good thing. Right, who's first? I want to go right up to the top. We got Cy Gardner, Preston, and Jeffrey is over in Texas. Texas is Zion. Yes, mate. Awesome. Mark is over in Ipswich. Full of hope. Hello again. Hope you're well. It's from Northern Ireland. I didn't know he's from Northern Ireland. Awesome. We got Roberto. He's over in Weymouth. Who have we got? Chris tuning in from Northern Ireland. Someone else. We got G'day from WA. I don't know what WA is. I'm guessing it's on Australia. Is it Western Australia? Like Perth side? Awesome. G'day, Cobber. Awesome. God, I've got a tickly nose tonight. Wonder what that's about. Mel is over in New Zealand. The wonderful Mary in Paris, of course. How you doing? G-Man, Fife up in Scotland. Sunny. We got Claire is over in Stockton. Give Peace a Chance, 1968 in Oxfordshire. We got Pistol 68 in Stoke-on-Trent. Who have we got? Jean Roch Dion is over in Montreal in Canada. Brilliant. We got Miko Wolf in New York. Check it out. Also, Babs. Hello, Babs, over in Northampton. Wow, look at this. The South-Uist off-grid shed in the Outer Hebrides. Man, that's hardcore. Listen, you've probably got genned up already, but you go careful, all right? Sunday, it's going to get rather gusty, all right? So be careful out there, serious. We got Lionsgate, I think that is, in Suffolk. We got Nikki is in Pennsylvania. Wow, that's a long way away. Dawn is over in Belfast in Northern Ireland. I think that's 3 for Northern Ireland already. The one and only, hey, cool flag, check it out. From Belgium. Awesome. Hello, John. Good to see you again, mate. He's over in Leeds, as always. And it's always cool being a member. Thank you for that, John. Appreciate it, sir. Jacoba, I'm not going to pronounce the rest, is in Preston. I'm not even sure where that is, but welcome nonetheless. Chris is over in Colchester. Vic's over in the Philippines. Wow. And Dean's in Wiltshire. John is over in East Sussex. Good to see you, John. I hope you're well, mate. We got Bell's Angels, not Hell's Angels, in Denbighshire. Rightio. We got Tasmin in Mansfield. Cheshire Wanderer, the usual, is in Cheshire, don't you know? Hello, Mike. Hope you're well, mate. What a day it's been, eh? Mental. We got Martin is in Tipton, Black Country, so that's going to be Birmingham way, I guess. Courtney is Ohio in the United States of Kiss My Ass. Awesome. I've got a friend, Sunny. She's in Ohio. Awesome. We've got Veggie Wise in Stowmarket. Cool. Maxwell is in Newcastle. Gillian is down in Cornwall. Hey, long time no see. Beach up, man. Good to see you, mate. At last got the live stream. Well, you're not getting notified then. Wow, that sucks. Sussex by the Sea, rather than the Rebel and the Rock. Very cool, very cool. Bermuda Railway, I think that is. In the Surrey Hills. Oh, cool. Surrey's awesome. Vincent, Belfast, you're the 4th or 5th from Northern Ireland in the chat so far that I've come across. Alison is in rural Londonderry. Awesome. An acre of self-sufficiency. Pretty much same here. An acre's, yeah, anything more, it's a lot to take on, isn't it? Fair play. Gail is in a place called Louth, wherever that is. I've got no idea. I should have paid more attention geography at school, shouldn't I? We got 385, 395. Wow, it's climbing. It's good that the notifications are getting out. Jan Hammer. Oh, man. Awesome. Greetings from Scrumpy Land. Also the home of cricket. That's contemptuous. The home of cricket. Oh, Hambledon. I don't know if that's the home of cider and stuff. Anyway, Bojo the Bojo's in South Wales. Awesome. Slave to No Man and Rachel. Good to see you guys as ever. Christopher is over in Spain. Mama Todd is in Scotland. Bonnie Jockland. I'd rather feed turtles. What? Man, that's a cool name. It's in the Mississippi and the Gulf Coast. Wow. Someone's had some wins lately. Wild Bear is over in Wakefield in Yorkshire. Hi, how's it going? I hope it's good up there in Yorkshire. Awesome, awesome. We've got Ms. Mafia, Ontario, Canada. And wow, check this out. We've got some from Romania. Wow, good to see you, brother. Passerati 92, I think it is. Sorry if I butchered that wrong. Who's this? Free Ride Mountain Bike UK. Aid is over in Cranbrook down in Devon. Oh, how awesome is that? That's awesome. Devon, what a place. Michelle's West Midlands. Stuart is up in Glasgow. Exploring with Eden Valley Adventures from Cumbria. Wow. Stunning part of the world out there. We got Sunrise, awesome member. How you doing? From Bernard Castle. Cool. And Claire is in Heathrow. Impiwa is in Finland. Wow, this is awesome. We're getting people from all over the place. Courtney, Ohio. Is that another one or the same? I don't know. Michael Bolton. Serious? Yorkshire. Right. Okay. We're going to bring it down. We just haven't got time. We've spent 9 minutes doing that stuff. So apologies if your name wasn't read out. We got a lot to cover. It's really hard to know where to start. So I'm going to start with a message from my friend. All I can say is, I'm not going to say his name, is a former US Marine Corps sergeant. And we become good friends over years. And I asked him to ask around because he was going shopping yesterday. You know, when preppers shop, the gun shop, of course. Now, I asked him what the latest prices were and what the differences were between 2019, etc. And yeah, there's been some changes. So we're in America right now, and 5.56, right? 5.56 rounds, $9 for 20 rounds. These are the cheapest that is found. Okay, 9mm is $10 for 50 rounds. Wow. And we're talking about AR-15s, okay, assault rifle model number 15. The basic one you can get, this is in North Carolina, right, is $500. Okay. In the UK, I think we call it a monkey. So yeah, 500 quid to get in, sorry, dollars to get in AR-15. Wow. Times have changed. Yeah, 7.62 for 8Ks. They're running at $14. That's gone up now. Basically down to Biden banning stuff coming in from Russia. The weird thing was in 2019, an AR-15 was around $600. Wow. Or so. Now they're around 900, depending on what you get with it. This is the thing. Okay. You can get a basic one, but by the time you've got all of the extra stuff on there, it goes up considerably. So that was over in America. Also, I've got this to share with you guys. This was put on to a mate of mine. He's in the chat right now. His name's Mike Cheshire Wanderer, and he wanted me to share this with the community. Before I did, I double checked it with a friend of mine who is a current firefighter. Okay. What I might do incidentally, I might do another video separate about the dangers of lithium fires and EV vehicles with these fires. Unbelievable nightmare for the fire brigade. I don't think we actually realize, but I run it past him. He said that is a great deal. Keep in the vehicle, but make sure it's mounted. What are we talking about? We're talking about Audi here in the UK currently have fire extinguishers, which is a really good deal. A sizable one. It's not one of those tiny little spray can things, and it's 10 quid. I might actually go and grab one tomorrow if I can afford it. These, I'm not joking, people, get them because these are going to go real quick. Okay, it's a powder and it would do A, B, and C. Some of you guys who have done fire marshalling before, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So yes, get on that. That is a good deal. Okay, so do you want a bit of a shock? You know, where on the live stream yesterday where we talked about the problem in America with the collapse, and it is in collapse, the US dollar, right? Do you want to see what the UK is like? Now, this was a surprise to me. So we're going to share the screen, and this is how much the UK currently owns live. This is how much the UK owes. I don't know who they owe. Look at that, £3 trillion. £5,170 a second. That's how much the debt is going up. And did you know this? Look, unbelievable. £49 per citizen. I'm sure that's pound because if that's thousands, that dot would be a comma, wouldn't it? So yeah, everyone in the UK is 50 quid in debt. I reckon it's more than that, to be fair. But that, nonetheless, is what they're putting out there. 3 trillion in debt. This is live right now, and today's date is the 18th of October, 2024. So yes, all of these things will start to become apparent pretty soon. So we're talking about preppers in the UK in civil unrest, bearing in mind what we've already talked about yesterday about the issues that's going on in America. Well, basically, the US government have issued an order, which is law binding, apparently, to shoot US citizens in light of the elections, which is now 17 days away. So, yes, breaking news if you didn't know that, but I'm not joking. It absolutely is true. And I've also, excuse me, put the link to that document underneath this video, so you're more than welcome to check it. Okay. So currently here in the UK, MI5, the security service, has substantial and severes, and they're both set to substantial. We're going to refresh it to see if it's changed in the last 10 minutes. It's exactly the same. I'm not sure why that hasn't gone up to severe. It was severe in Northern Ireland. I think it was last year. Pretty crazy. Another thing us preppers are into is silver. Did you know what silver's been doing? Well, let me tell you this. Silver is at its highest in the last 5 years. Okay, so before 2020. I mean, look what happened in 2020. As soon as all that BS started, look, it went boom, straight up there. And it's sort of stagnated a bit, and it's been climbing again and again and again and again. It's right up there now. Okay, so what we're looking at, 33.61. That's per American troy ounce of silver. Those are the current prices. Okay. Someone asked me about gold the other day. I don't hold any gold. I can't afford it. But this is after 1 year. Let's go to 5 years. A match from silver and gold. Go away, advert. Is this literally at a high for 5 years as well? Okay. Now, some of you know where I'm going with all of this. When you start to see those two go high, and we've got fluctuations in the oil market as well. Let's go over to Brent because that's higher than crude. Let's have a look. That's changing as well. Let me go 5 years. Go away, advert. Right, okay. 2022. Do you remember when all of the energy prices went up? Around then, it was crazy. Now it's coming back down, so we're almost looking at the same as what it was about Q2, I would say, in 2021. So I'm not expecting to see a big price hike at the pumps just yet. But we do know that we're not far away from winter. They are going to be changing diesel winter fuel. I think it's the 5th of November. I think it was. I could be wrong. It's definitely in the month of November. So if you're planning on storing diesel over winter, I would try and hold out until the middle of November and get it then, because it's going to have the additive in there, which will stop it gelling up. Right. So some of the films that we mentioned yesterday, this one I've still yet to see. Apparently it's on Netflix or probably Amazon Prime. I haven't got either of those services, but this is supposed to be pretty good. Okay. Civil War. Has anyone seen this? A timely release this year on election year. And I think the guy who's involved with this was involved in 28 Days Later as well. I can't show any of the video in case YouTube pull this one because of it. But if anyone's seen this film or movie, as it's in America, let everyone know what they thought about it. Also, this one, I actually watched this. Let me just check if I can. No, damn it. I forgot to put that link in for that document. Jeez. I've done it yesterday as well. Bugger. This one, I saw this film before this live stream. Okay. Let me pull it up for you. Right. This. Amerigeddon. Amerigeddon. It's a play on words between America and Armageddon, obviously. Right. You can watch this, the whole film, on YouTube for free. Okay. It's not a bad watch. It's probably a little bit cheesy, a little bit hammy, a little bit American melodramatic, as it were. You know, everyone's got clean hair and all brand new stuff. It's not really realistic, but the idea of this film is very, very, very interesting. We've got UN troops, we've got FEMA camps, all of that stuff. This was made in 2016 and it's an hour and a half long. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it for free on YouTube. There is a paid version. You scroll down 2 or 3 videos under that and you'll see it, and you can watch it for free, as did I. And it's absolutely worth a watch, especially if you're a prepper, because if you're an American prepper as well, there's a lot of things in there which you may or may not have considered. It's quite interesting. In the UK, we have a similar thing, which I've been talking about for years when I do my survival courses. This is an interesting docudrama. It's called Blackout. It was made in 2013. Again, 90 minutes long. And this was released on Channel 4. I believe you can watch this for free on YouTube. If you have not seen this docudrama called Blackout, and you're in the UK, I suggest you watch it. I really, really do hope that you do see it, because it will literally focus your mind on just how crazy things can get in a power cut. I mean, a week-long power cut. It's incredible. Okay. What you need to do is go on to YouTube and type in the word blackout space CH4, the number 4, and you will find it. Okay. 2013, it's really, really good. And they've got experts putting their information, I guess, within this docudrama. And it's really interesting because this was back in 2013 now, so it's like 11 years old already. Okay, so lots of the facts and figures within that docudrama are going to be different now. Moreover, how long emergency power generators will be in hospitals, how long do emergency generators run on cell towers or mobile phone network towers in the UK. All of these things were known back then. What would be interesting is to find out that information now of this current time, because it really gives us a heads up. Who knew the other day that when people were going, oh, look, we've got the Northern Lights, it wasn't the Northern Lights, it was a solar flare. Did you know that? Yep. Everyone who sees Northern Lights is green. The stuff that most people have been seeing red, and it was a solar flare. Directly hit the Earth. Luckily, it wasn't bad enough to cause EMP sort of casualties, as it were. Oh, wow. Anything to support you. Stuart, you are an absolute lifesaver, man. Thank you for that over on PayPal. Really appreciate that, sir. This is that Civil War film. Like I say, it's on YouTube as a trailer, okay? And 24 million people have seen this, and it's been up for 10 months. If you haven't seen the trailer, it's worth a watch. And yet, just like we was talking about yesterday with the FEMA camps in America, in North Carolina, I think it was supposed to be something to do with the hurricane or whatever it is. But yes, very, very, very interesting film, apparently. I wouldn't mind hopefully seeing that sometime soon. So let me just go. Right. Okay. Also, I'm checking in on the poll. I've done a poll before this live stream started. And the question was quite simple. Let me just close that bloody pop-up down. As a prepper, have you concerns about civil unrest in the UK over the coming months or years? And nearly 500 people have taken part in that poll, and 83% of everyone has said yes, they have concerns about civil unrest in this country over the coming months or even years. 17% said they're not worried. So that's a real good indicator into where we are as a community about what we are seeing and what we are hearing. Okay, we are not stupid. We know what's going on. We've talked about it for the last couple of years. Now all of these things are starting to fall in place. Now, because of how the system is structured and how it's run, I think the problem most of us are having is memory. Okay, it's almost like every single day something happens somewhere and we all get to probably find out about it. So it's very, very hard to try and remember. But honestly, even this year, all right, this year, lots of people forgot about it already. So all I've done was I put into the search engine UK civil unrest, okay, and even look, 2024, just this year, did we forget about all of this chaos that was going on? Okay, thousands and thousands and thousands of people literally took to the streets and vented their anger, pretty much, and in Ireland as well. Okay, I've reported on all sorts of troubles that were going on. I think the main reason what I wanted to do was have like an historical capture about the thoughts and the feelings of the people whilst all this was going on. I've even said, you know, Jason, my friend in America, his YouTube channel is called RKX. He predicted 10 months before this started that there's going to be sporadic riots cropping up around Europe and in the UK during the Olympics. And exactly that's what happened. Okay. He did say it's not going to be the shit hit the fan. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's going to take peace from the earth. And it did. Thousands and thousands of people have been arrested. Some are in prison right now. Police were injured. Property was damaged. And some people died. Okay. This was happening only this year. Okay. And you can go back through a long, long time of riots here in the UK. So this, let me just show you if I can find it. Yeah. When I said on the live stream last night about the inauguration in America, wow. I still can't believe they actually done this. They barricaded all the way around Congress and the White House. And they had 25,000 National Guard deployed to secure the perimeter. It's true. And do you know what's quite astonishing? Here's a good picture. Pretty much sums it up. Razor wire, scramble fences. No one's getting in there. Not with these guys patrolling everywhere. Not a chance. It's one of those things I thought I would never, ever see. Who remembers? It wasn't that long ago, boys and girls. You could literally say that this, all of what they've done, was an exercise just to see how quickly they can get all of the logistics in place to get troops mobilized in a protective capacity. And according to sources, it worked like a charm. It was flawless. It was military precision. It was seriously well organized, and it worked. There seems to be lots of these training exercises that have been going on, moreover, the last 4 years. And what do we get from training exercises? We get skills, we get knowledge, and we get better understanding. So if you really need to do it for real, you've already got that experience. You've already knows what works and what doesn't work. Obviously, there's going to be debriefs. Okay, so when all these exercises happened, big meetings after, they debriefed what went well and what went bad. What can we do to make it better, efficient, faster, and more robust moving forward into the future? Now, this was taken at the time. Now, this is another thing which I've been talking about for some time on this YouTube channel. Some of the things that have happened in the past are very, very hard to find now, whereas at the time, it was easy. You try and find video footage of the barricades of the inauguration in America. At the time, there was live streams, there was hundreds of videos, it was everywhere. Now, on YouTube, there's hardly anything. But the only ones that I can find are mainstream, which are tiny little clips of it. There's YouTubers out there who are putting it all over the place, showing people the truth. You try finding that now. We are living in a censorship state now. So this is a YouTube short. It's quite interesting. Let me make sure that you guys can see it. Right. I wish I could make it bigger. It's a bloody YouTube short. There's not much I can do. But we're going to kill the sound and we're going to watch. I'm sorry I can't make it any bigger. Unbelievable. I remember watching this live and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Empty streets, military barricades, razor wire, military vehicles, blockades, assault rifles, weaponry, everything. This actually happened. And like I say, what a great training exercise this was to see if they could actually pull it off. And they did. There was no resistance from American patriots. There was nothing, which I found quite odd, actually. So let me have a look. This is quite interesting. Last night, we're going to get onto the UK civil unrest. So this is all Eden summer, okay? Because what I said, and I think a lot of people were tending to be in agreement, well, what usually happens in America usually comes over here. And we're going to get onto that a bit, so stay tuned, okay? So we're talking about Mr. Trump, okay? Now, check this out. Bearing in mind, this is written by a leftist newspaper, and this was yesterday, I think it was. Look at this. Trump has repeatedly threatened to deploy the military inside major cities run by Democrats. But look at the graphics as I scroll down. Look. Senior officials nationwide are preparing to defend their communities from his threats. If Trump wins the election, this is what's at stake. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Trump has proposed deploying the military inside major cities largely run by Democrats to deal with protesters or to crush criminal gangs. We've all heard about the Venezuelan gangs in America, absolutely running amok. The influx of migration from all countries around the world. It's literally going down in America in slow style. He has threatened to dispatch large numbers of the federal immigration agents to carry out mass deportations of undocumented people in so-called sanctuary cities. So, yes, that's what apparently Mr. Trump's been saying, should he get in. An interesting article. You can read that. It's on The Guardian right now. I'm trying to see. Usually they put a date on it, but I can't see a date. There it is. This was on the 17th of October, so this was yesterday. Okay, 2024. So yeah, check that article out. It's quite strange, but yeah. So let me just see. We're going to go into the chat real quick. Oh my God. Someone just brought me a fire extinguisher. Oh, you're a legend. Thanks for that. Tracy J, you're a star. Much appreciated. And Warhawk as well. Thank you, sir. That really helps. I'm not joking. They're all adding up. So I really appreciate that. Spot on. You guys are awesome. Seriously. Thanks very much. That's cool. Right. So what have we found out? This was yesterday. Okay. Big issue. Most people know what they're about. It's disastrous. Furious pensioners call on government to reverse winter fuel payment cuts. They could put a naughty word in there, couldn't they? Look at that. More than 500,000. Yes, it's 500,000 pensioners signed petitions demanding that the government scrap the winter fuel payment cuts and was handed to the Treasury at Downing Street. Look at this. More than 1,400 people died while homeless in the UK just last year. So in 1 year, nearly 1,500 people died on the streets because they were homeless. That is just shocking. In this day and age, in the United Kingdom, unbelievable. Yeah, we've already read that. So yeah, there we go. Pensioners and campaigners took to Westminster to demand the government drop the changes, which will see millions of pensioners lose the payment of up to £300, helping to pay their heating bills. The government estimates that the move will save around £1.4 billion a year, but it fears it will come at a cost to older people. There are an estimated 760,000 older people who should be eligible for pension credit but are not claiming it. And there are many more than just above the threshold of pension credit. Right, let me talk about this. Why do you think 760,000 pensioners haven't applied? Well, I'm going to give you one simple reason why I think they haven't. It's because it's been designed to be as complicated, as backward, as retarded, as stupid as it possibly can be. to make it harder for people to claim. If they cared, if they give a shit, they would make it very simple, very straightforward, non-invasive, and they would get their help. If you don't know by now, newsflash, spoiler alert, the government are not your friends. Because if they were, do you think they would make it overly ridiculously complicated so these pensioners would be in trouble? Now, the reason I bring this up is because when I went to the garage today to drop my vehicle off, I met an old guy in there, and he was telling me that they've just scrapped his winter fuel payments, along with my dad. My dad's 78, he's not getting it either. And the weather has been a little bit cold of late, but trust me, it's going to get worse. Now, all of the elders in the UK are going to be really struggling without heating. I've had a taste of it. I've had no fire in my house to warm the house up for about 10, 11, maybe 12 days now. I've just had the gas heater on now and again when I needed to. So my heart really goes out to our elders who literally can't afford any heating at all. And they're probably lonely, vulnerable, on their own, too proud to ask for help. And sadly, the only thing I can foresee is deaths. People are going to freeze to death. They're going to die. They're probably going to be malnourished too, because we need to get our community back. Back in the day, in the 70s, where I used to live in North End in Portsmouth, everyone knew everyone in that street. Everyone. Now look. People are spending their freaking phones, spending their time on their phones. That's the problem. But it was worse. It's been like it for a long time before phones come along. So I think we really need to start looking out for our elders. We really, really do. Because if we don't, who will? What about Bob at the end of the street with the old dirty net curtains because he can't afford to look after himself properly? Is he getting any help? Are you going to knock on his door? Are you going to offer him a flask of hot tea, a hot water bottle that's just been filled up? It doesn't cost a lot, but let me tell you this, it's so easy to do. And you're going to feel good helping someone too. And let me tell you this, the person who's going to be receiving that is probably going to be a bit overwhelmed. Why? Because they're probably not used to people being kind. That's the problem. We should absolutely respect our elders. We should. They've gone through a lot. They've paid into the system, and the system is now butt F them right in the arse when they really need help the most. And to make matters worse, what's happening is this ridiculous government that we have are sending millions and billions over to Ukraine. Why the hell can't we sort out our own country first? If I was Prime Minister, that's what I would do. Charity begins at home. Ukraine, Russia, nothing to do with us. NATO, don't care. Bollocks. We should defend our own island. And if they want to muck around doing that, let them do it. Nothing to do with us. We've got people dying on the streets. 1,400 last year are dead now. 1,400 funerals. How many people turned up? Makes you think. It's crazy. And the weather's getting colder. Elders are going to be dying. They're going to be struggling. So if you know anyone on your street who is elderly, especially if they're on their own, just knock on the door and have a chat. It's really going to make their day, okay? Because how many people would do that? They might not have had anyone knock their door at all for weeks. You go and doing it, they might be, oh my God, someone's at the door. They might be a bit panicky. So step back and, just be nice. Tell them who you are, where you live, and just say that you wanted to help. You would absolutely make their day. I used to do it. I used to do it loads. And I'll tell you what, it's a big difference to them. It does. It's a big difference. So what if you went and across the road where the little old woman lives on her own and you knocked on the door and you done something to help? What if someone else in the street went over there the day after and they knocked on the door and helped? How do you think that old woman's going to feel? She's going to feel, at last, somebody knows about me. Someone cares about me. I'm not on my own. I'm not frightened. I'm not cold. I'm not hungry. Someone has bothered to take time out of their day and come over to see if I'm all right. you're going to make that person's day. Oh, I'm not joking. So it done my head in a bit when I was speaking to that old guy today, and I was thinking, what's his situation like? He went in to get an MOT. His bill was nearly 400 quid, and just breaks my heart. Who's going to look after us when we're old? Who's going to look after our elders right now? I think we need to. I think we owe it to them, because it's just not fair at the end of the day. I think old people, I think the community that we've got, we've all agreed to say elders out of respect. Muchas gracias. So yes, where I'm getting at with all of this, okay, it may seem little and insignificant what they've done with this winter fuel thing, but that's just one of many things which is going to rub up the citizens of the UK the wrong way. We've already had those riots and protests earlier on in the year. We've already had a drop in services with doctors, hospitals, dentists, etc. People's disposable income is gone. I don't think there is any anymore, is there? Have you got loads of money in the bank? You got money left over from your wages after you paid all of the bills, after you've gone to do your weekly shop or your monthly shop? There's not much left. This is a growing concern. In fact, when I was at my local supermarket not long ago, and I was speaking to some of the staff in there, like I do, and they said, you won't believe the amount of shoplifting that's going on. It's incredible. There was someone in the next hill, and they were buying, I think it was vodka or something, and it's got these like metal wire cages around it. And I'm thinking, my God, that's like an £8.99 cheap bottle of vodka. Yet they're putting these security things over it. And who remembers? I think it was last year they was doing it on butter, on cheese. And I said to the people on the till, I said, are people actually nicking this stuff? And they said, you'd be surprised. And the thing is, people are walking through those doors with the alarms going off, and no one does anything. So what's going to be happening is people are going to be having less and less and less disposable income, okay, which is going to absolutely do something for their mental health, okay? It doesn't matter if you're a kid, a teenager, an elder, or in your 50s like us. It doesn't matter. Once you've started having a taste of having no money, where all you remember is the good times when it wasn't too bad. But now it's different. Like I said, since 2020, things have changed. Okay, and I'm not a doom merchant, but I can't really see them better. How is this going to flip around and go back to what it was? Something's really, really changed, and it's not for the better either. So what I'm saying is when people are struggling financially, they are going to get desperate. There's going to be a time, it might even be you watching right now, there might even be a time when you look at the stuff that you've put in your trolley and you think, I don't even know if I can afford this. And how many of you, I've been there a long time ago now, where you've gone to the checkout, you scanned it all through, and you know you've got like £70 and that's it. And it's just gone to £80. And you've got to take stuff off and put it to one side because you can't afford it. I've been there, and I know some of you have right now. But more and more people are going to be experiencing this. And let me tell you this, when it happens, and it probably will, when it happens, it is a shock. It's a wake-up call. And what it does is it really gives you a fast, hard lesson in the real value of money, okay? All of the things that you flippantly used to buy, they're slowing down now. So when it comes to putting stuff back because you can't pay it, over time, that's going to affect their mental health. And not long around that time, you're going to see people taking chances. They're going to look around and they're going to slide, I don't know, a packet of bacon or whatever is in their coat or whatever it is they're going to do. And if they get away with it, and the chances are they probably would, because every time I've heard those beepers go off and I look around, there's no security, there's no police, no one even looks. That's even scarier. No one gives a shit. So when people try this and they get away with it, what's going to happen? They're going to try it again. Maybe next time they're going to take a bit more. And this is happening. And what it's doing is it's putting the prices up on the shelves for all of us. But not only that, it's given Tesco's are absolutely making an absolute fortune in profits. But not just Tesco's, Aldi, Lidl, Asda, Morrison's, all of them. They're all getting record profits. They basically use what happened in 2020 to just get some money out of it, blame it on the issue. That's pretty much what's happened, but they've carried it on. Can you see the prices all going back down? I can't. So yeah, people are getting desperate. And when people get desperate, they do desperate things. We can go back in history and we can see something quite similar. Now we're going a long way back now. So brace yourself for a little history lesson if you've never come across this before. The Peasants' Revolt, 1381. Yes, a long time ago. It is around the time of the Black Death, which was in the 1340s. Here it is. Look, the 1340s. The Peasants' Revolt. Right. The final trigger for the revolt was the intervention of a royal official, John Bampton, in Essex. On the 30th of May, 1381, his attempts to collect unpaid poll taxes in Brentwood ended in a violent confrontation, which rapidly spread across the southeast of the country, a wide spectrum of rural society, including many local artisans and village officials, rose up in protest, burning court records and opening local prisons. The rebels sought a reduction in taxation, an end to serfdom, and the removal of King Richard II's senior officials and law courts. So this is quite an interesting read if you've not looked into this. So basically, King Richard, he ended up hiding away in the Tower of London. He was only 14 years old. I think it says it there, actually. 14 years old. And what happened is it almost come on top. I mean, it almost come on top. We can fast forward to quite recently compared to that anyway. Now, let me know in the chat or in the comment section if you was there. All right. Ready? Yes. The poll tax riots. You remembers? Yeah. 1990. I remember it very well. When that Brussels sprout head person, Margaret Thatcher, was in power. This is quite a story, actually. I tried to highlight it, but it wouldn't for some weird reason. But yeah, when you look at what triggers things, okay, we've already had some this year, okay. We are on the cusp of something big, and we've only got to wait for the tinderbox to be lit in America in 17 days' time now. Now, listen to this. The advent of the poll tax was due to an effort to alter the way the tax system was used to fund local government in the UK. The system in place until this time was called rates. I remember my dad saying rates. And had been in place sometime from the beginning of the 17th century. So that tax system hasn't changed in all those years. The rate system has been described as a levy on property, which in modern times saw each taxpayer paying a rate based upon the estimated rental value of their home. That seems fair. If you've got a small house, you pay a small amount of tax. If you've got a big house, you pay a larger amount of tax. That sounds fair to me. The Thatcher government had long promised to replace domestic rates, which were unpopular, especially among Conservative voters. They were seen by many as an unfair way of raising revenue for local councils. It was levied on houses rather than people. So basically, what they'd done was literally like the touch paper, right? There's not much you can find online, but I remember seeing a documentary about this a long time ago, and I'd love to bloody remember what it's called so I can probably show it to you guys. I don't know if how many people know that when the poll tax riots were happening, it went right on till 3 o'clock in the morning. The bikers got involved. We're talking scaffold poles, everything. Hundreds of police, hundreds of people were injured. It was just unbelievable. The police just underestimated the whole thing. It was literally every single coach in the UK was booked and it was all going to London. It was massive. This was the only time which I've been able to dig up historically that the government were literally very close from escaping from 10 Downing Street. There's a tunnel complex underneath. There are vehicles ready, waiting to get them out of the area. And rumours have it that they were going to be heading towards one of the nuclear bunkers in the southeast. That's how serious that was. That's how close it came. Just like the Peasants' Revolt. But when you think about that back in 1990, and look how much has changed to now, okay? Look how much technology we have. Look how much access to communications we've got. We could literally set up groups, organize, and do all sorts of things. And I believe firmly that the fundamental reason behind the Online Safety Act, it was a bill, the Online Safety Act was specifically designed because they know all of this shit is coming down the pipe. All of these riots, this civil unrest will happen in the UK. You've got to be super naive to believe, nah, it's never happened before, and that's not going to happen. Well, just wait around and find out, okay? Because the reason why they set this up is to snoop online via all messaging applications and services, even if it's encrypted. They've been allowed a backdoor into WhatsApp, Telegram, all of the others. So all of the time you think you're doing private communications, they know everything. The amount of servers, quantum computers, and now we've got AI, they can process all this now. They could literally pinpoint it out, put suspects out there, and they could randomize it and come out with answers to put them in a priority order. Pretty much what's been going on, okay? I've even read a report out yesterday that there's 6 YouTube channels in the UK who are pushing all of this stuff. And I've already said names of some of them who are probably going to be in big trouble. Big trouble. Their time is not far away now. I'll give them 6 months and they're going to have knocks on the doors. They're going to be whisked off. And it's going to be a big thing all over the media. Mark my words. This stuff is going to happen. All right. So one of the reasons why they put this Online Safety Act in place is because they know people can organize and they can cause mass riots and big disruptions. So if they've got intel before the day of a protest march or an event or whatever it is, they can literally pour water over whatever's planned before it even happens. To me, that's the whole point why that was done. It's as simple as that. So we are at some point going to be looking at civil unrest here in the UK. We've already had it. We've had like a coloured guy in Tottenham in 2011. That started no ends of shit back then. We've had all of this migrant stuff in Leeds, in Birmingham, in London. We've had the pro-Palestinian lot. We've had the hairy, fairy, frigging woke, multicoloured idiots. All of this stuff is purely by design to push our buttons. And it's only a matter of time before people go, do you know what? I have had it up to here with how shit this country is now. And people are going to lose their shit and they're going to start doing something. But the only time that's going to happen is when the majority of people have nothing to lose. They've lost their house. They've lost their job. Maybe they're going to be on universal basic income. Did you know that was trialled a few years ago in the UK? Yeah, 30 lucky people somewhere in the UK are getting universal basic income right now. £1,600 a month for doing jack shit. Yeah. So we've already had Elon Musk saying recently that he wants to get all of his robots that he's doing with Tesla and stuff now. And he absolutely sees there's going to be no need for people because everything's going to be automated at some point. So when you start saying things like this, people won't have a use. Because think about it. When you go out on a social event and you meet someone, what do they say? Hello, what's your name? What do you do? You're known because what job you do. And if you're a human being and you've not got a job because all the robots are doing it, socially, how we've all been manipulated is, what do you do? Of course, you don't work because robots are doing it now. Elon Musk is saying there's going to be no need for us. Yeah, look at, I know this sounds a bit, conspiracy theory and that, but there was a thing called the Georgia Guidestones. Yeah. Reduce the population to 500 million people around the world. That means 7.5 billion people got to go. When? Who knows? But certainly this civil unrest thing could be a bit of a thing, especially with this election in America. And like I said, all it takes is mass media coverage to cover all of these, like a civil war, rioting, everything going really bad. It's going to be on the news all over the UK. And what's going to happen in people's minds who are seriously skint, they're pissed off, they've got nothing to lose. They're just going to think, do you know what's stopping us doing the same? And they might just go to the local town centre and start setting fire to cars, kicking windows in, and all the rest of it. Other people get wind of it because of social media. You can contact thousands of people in a second now. You can organise lots very quickly. It's happened already. Who remembers the protests in Hong Kong with the Japanese and everything else? Yeah, all of the lasers, all of the cameras. The main reasons why they managed to organise so promptly was because of Telegram, because the app at the time was safe and secure, true P2P encryption. Now, no. Telegram tracks you everywhere. Get out of Telegram. Close your account. Come out of it. I'm not joking. They are literally trawling through Telegram groups, and we know what brigade are doing it. And yeah, they've got files on you already. Now's probably a good time to just come out of it, because what's going to happen over time is going to be the same as what happened in the Philippines. What happened in the Philippines? Some of you probably know. Yeah. People were grassing people up. Yeah. In fact, that film that I saw earlier today, that American, some military, they were detailed to do a training exercise. And they had to go to this house and literally just knock on the door, and a guy come and he said, this is martial law. We've been asked to seize any weapons that you have at this facility, at this house. And the guy said, oh, I'm a pacifist, I don't have guns. And he goes, yeah, okay, no problem. He goes, but the guy over there he's a patriot and he's got NRA stickers in the window. Yeah, and he went round there, knocked on his door. This guy wasn't having none of it. So what I'm saying is desperate times call for desperate measures. When people are skint, they're going to do all sorts to get money. And if that even means grassing up someone who is a prepper, who is a gun owner, or someone who's got an allotment, or whatever it is that the government don't like, yeah. In the Philippines, guess what? They all got put to prison immediately. Some of them are shot. People were getting paid financial incentives from the Philippine government to grass people up. And they did. Wow. You don't really know how bad people can be until they've been put in a stress situation. Your life has pretty much been bubble wrapped. Not all of you, bubble wrapped. We've been shielded from all sorts of stuff. Human beings are capable of serious frigging shit. Think about your worst nightmare, the worst thing you can ever do to someone. And guess what? I guarantee you that's already happened to someone already. It could get a lot worse. Scary, dangerous shit. Okay. So we eagerly await to see what's going to be happening in America, because people out there are buying ammunition. The NRA has put it out there. People are stockpiling like crazy. And the prices that I quoted earlier in North Carolina are only going to be going up because guess what? Supply demand. When people are starting to go in, grab all the ammo, the 5.56, the 9mm, all the rest of it, 7.62 for AKs, the whole thing. Prices are going to go up. So if you're not prepped right now in America, you could have left it too late, unless you've got loads of money which you can offset to get that sort of stuff. Let me just turn it off. Let me remind you of something someone said before they died last year. His name was Henry Kissinger. Yeah, he died 100 years old. 2023. Finally, he died. He left a very crazy quote. Do you want to hear it? A strong America is the only thing that stands in the way of the New World Order. Yeah, and look what's been happening to America. It's been dismantled, hasn't it? The dollar is worth jack shit. They're 35 trillion in debt. They started all these wars around the world. No one likes them. They've got all of this woke stuff going on. Everything's been crazy with inflation. They've had an influx of migration. I mean, and what Joe Biden has done to that country is unbelievable. And what Obama's done to that country is unbelievable. And, you know, whether you love him or hate him, Trump's probably the only way that that country's going to crawl itself out of it. Like I say, it's the only way. So, according to Jason, my friend, when he really looked into this, he said that the Republicans will be next. Okay. The Democrats, they're done. Okay. They're gone. There's going to be a rise of a Christian Reich, what he calls it. So you've got evil evangelism, but personified, really ramped up over the years. It's going to take time, but my God, it's literally going to be one of those wars about Christians and Muslims. And why would they flood lots of Muslims into that country? The same as the UK and all over Europe. Yeah, we are seeing the stage being set for all this to kick off. Civil war, civil unrest, all of this is on the cards. Because, like I say, when people have had enough, what are they going to do? It's crazy. So we're going to go into the chat now, see what's been going on. But yeah, we are eagerly awaiting what's going to be happening. Raffo, good to see you, mate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Henry and Klaus, friends. It's almost like Obama. I'm trying to remember the guy who was looking after him. That's quite sinister. Yeah, I forget his name now. It's a hard one to spell, but you probably know what I mean anyway. Yeah, the Crusades 2.0, pretty much. Squirrel sniper in the house. Good to see you, mate. So you understand what I'm saying about Jason. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Mr. Steve, the Pope, one world religion. Yeah, exactly. So if you don't know, if you're maybe younger, they've changed it, but it's been called the New World Order. So you're looking at Brzezinski. That's it. Cryptic sniper. You've hit the nail on the head. That's the guy who was literally the protege for Obama. And you look into Brzezinski, what he was involved with. Insane. Absolutely insane. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Obama is a construct. That's a good t-shirt. I like that. Yeah, fair shout. So from a prepping perspective, I just see someone up there put grey man. So grey man's a very good thing. I would say if you've got a social media account like myself, whatever it is, really have a look at the content that you've been posting. Okay, especially if it's on TikTok, Facebook, or Telegram, probably Twitter as well. Those are the ones which I know for a fact are being heavily monitored. Now, if anyone is out there inciting anything, you're already in the shit. If you are trying to be factual like myself, like presenting news like a journalist type thing, basically, this is what I'm being told. What do you think about it? We've been noticing this, and this. Maybe it means this. That's pretty much what I've been doing. I know some of you guys do as well. But if you're going out there and saying, we've all had enough of this, let's go out and go and smash all that up. If you've been posting stuff like that, trust me, your days are numbered. You will get a knock on the door. There's hundreds already in prison already for doing something very similar. Okay, so have a think about it. Might be time to remove someone in posts. Okay, because the way this is all going, you don't really know how it's going to pan out, but it's probably not going to be for the best. So I would say if you're excuse me, if you're not prepping by now, now's a good time to start. Seriously a good time to start. Have a plan. If you have to get out of your house because your street's getting whatever overrun, you need to have a plan. You don't want to be running around your house screaming and shouting, don't know what to do because bad things are happening next door. You probably left it too late. You need to have a plan. That's what prepping is all about. Preparedness. That flag behind you makes me a target. No, not really. In America, probably. In the UK, you probably don't even know what it is. But I know what you mean. They will not let Trump win. Neil, it's already been planned, mate. Trump is not going to be president. That's a newsflash. He won't be, but he's going to have an integral part in standing or promoting someone who will be. Okay, but the Democrats are done. So, yeah. Yeah, United Nations soldiers, James. I know, man. It's crazy. So, yeah. On a positive note, there are things that we can do. Okay, we can make sure that we've got enough food. That's one of the biggest things that's really helped me. Even now, struggling financially, I've got food and I'm going to be okay for food, right? I remember watching that film I saw earlier, that Amerigeddon, and it's saying that the average American citizen only has 3 days of food. Wow. Imagine it kicking off and you've only got 3 days of food in the house. That ain't good. That ain't good. What I would do is I would start making sure that you get food stored. Okay, tin food is best, but here's a good tip. Right now, I've only saw this as recent as yesterday. Okay, when you're doing your shopping, set yourself a little bit extra just for stored food. Okay, tin food, pasta, rice, dried packet stuff that's going to last for a long time. Okay, but if you're starting out, do yourself a favor. Only get tin food that you like or you think you might like. Okay. And when you do, just get one of each. Just get one of each. Take them home over that week, eat them just to see. Because I remember Hugh saying it just then. This is what I noticed yesterday. Some foods, you open them up and they're lined in white inside. You don't want to be storing food with tins that are white on the inside. That is going to leach into your food and it's going to give you more harm than good. Okay. So one thing I have noticed is some tins, they're leaving spaces at the top. So I don't know how that's going to affect their storability. And top, if you're hungry, you'll eat anything. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, if you know what you like, and if you get one of those things and you open it up and it's got that white stuff in it, okay, eat it because it's within date, it'll be fine. Try to find something similar to that, get one of them and open it. And if it hasn't got that white lined PTFE stuff, BPA crap, whatever it is in there, then it's going to be okay to store. What you don't want to do is to go, oh, I think I might like those. I'll get 30 tins of that. Put it under the stairs, forget about it. And in 2 years' time, when you've lost your job or your skin, you go to open it. You go, what the hell is this? It's all gone off, or I don't even like the taste of it. You're done. It's just common sense, really. But I think a lot of people get scared and then they just panic and they just go and buy all sorts of shit, right? That's the worst thing you can do. You have to be at a level head, a level mind. One of the first things you can do if you're new is to find somewhere in your house where you're planning to store this stuff. Because let me tell you this, if you was to buy like 5 or 10 tin cans a week, it's going to soon take up a lot of room. Okay, already, if you've got a spare room, a computer room, or a storeroom, clear it out as best you can, get rid of it, sell it, give it away, or whatever it is, and get some good shelving. Okay, even the cheap ones, the ones that bow, they're still okay. You can maybe lose that chipboard 5mm crappy shelf and bulk it up a bit with maybe some floorboards, something stronger. It'll take a lot more weight. Okay, once you start getting a room together and you start putting things in there, it's a good feeling. And the weird thing is, and I've had this so many times, I used to come back from work and I thought, oh, I fancy doing a spag bowl or something. So I'll get some mince out of the fridge and I'll just literally go into the stock room, as I called it. And there were tins of chopped tomatoes, passata, there was pasta. I even had tins mushrooms, everything, even freeze-dried onions. You could literally do a whole meal without even having to go out. And I know some of you guys are fortunate enough to have these great big chest freezers, full up with like frozen meat. That's fantastic because the amount of money that you're going to save, if you brought meat in 2019 and it's in a deep freezer, it'd still be okay now. And I guarantee you it'd be way cheaper back then than what if you was to buy it now. And the quality of the meat nowadays, especially in supermarkets, is shit. It's really bad. The only way you're going to get something half decent is if you go to the top of the range, like Tesco's Finest. Anything else, it ain't going to be that good. The amount of stuff that they squirt into it to make it heavy so they can sell more of it to make more money. Yeah, local butchers is probably your best bet. Go to your local butchers, do cash deals, you get a bit more, you break it all up into packets and you freeze it. It's always going to be cheaper that way than, you know, buying it as and when from those greedy supermarket bastards. What if a freezer back up if electricity goes off? Yeah, exactly. One thing that people don't realize is, and a friend of mine does this, and John, if you're in here, he'll tell you, he's got a chest freezer in his garage, and he's got like a solar power bank. So we've got a solar panel on the roof and a little battery, very cheap, excuse me. And what he does, he puts on a timer. That chest freezer is 12 hours on and 12 hours off. All of the time that you don't open it, that freezer is going to stay cold, frozen for 12 hours. All right. It's a deep freeze. It's minus 22 or something. Okay. All the time it's packed. The biggest problem I think lots of new people come across is if they got a chest freezer and they've just got like a few bits of meat in it, there's loads of space. And if they wanted to try that 12 hours on, 12 hours off, problem is there's lots of airspace in there, which means the food in there is going to fall out quicker. If that chest freezer is packed to the top and then you do the 12 on and 12 off, because you've got all of that deep frozen food in there, which is frozen, and the temperature as well, providing that lid's down, it goes off for 12 hours, it'll be fine. It will not go off. So lots of people do that. And lots of people don't know it actually, but it works. And if you've got a freezer at home, the more room that you've got, the more space in your freezer, okay, the harder your fridge freezer has to work to keep it cold. Fill it up. Even if you can't afford to fill it up, put something in there, whatever it is, anything that to take up the airspace, all right? It will help. Oh, Sean, another tip, don't tell anyone what you've got, all right? Don't, because you never know who's watching. You never know if someone knows where you live and they know you've got all this food. I tell people I've got some food, but I never say how much and I never show it. And I like to think lots of you guys in the community are like that. The biggest mistake that I think a prepper could make is to show off. Please don't do it. It draws attention. You don't want everyone knowing what you've got in your house or what you've got stored at your, I don't know, allotment or wherever it is that you keep some of your stuff. Don't tell anyone. Don't brag. Don't get a photograph of all of your proud little shelving system of all of your tins all nicely laid. Oh, look what I've done. Don't do it, please. For the love of God, don't do it. Because you never know. If someone knows where you live or they find that, they're going to know what you got. And trust me, when people get desperate, they don't give a shit. They're coming in your house. Why? Because they know you've got all your shit because you've told everyone. Don't tell anyone. Cool. Right, guys, I'm going to have to jog on. I think the next video or live stream is going to be Monday night. Okay, I've got loads on this weekend. I have filmed the video for the Lifesaver Cube. Problem is, I don't know if any of you guys have had this. I've done it on my phone. All of the separate videos are in there. I need to get them from here into my laptop via USB. It's not happening. I've tried everything. I've tried about 4 hours trying to do it. And I've done it from my phone. I've watched loads of videos, Indian videos. It's not happening. So it's going to take a bit longer than I expected. I'm going to have to get the card out of here, put it in a converter, put it into my computer. Then I can edit it. And then you're going to be getting a long-awaited video of that Lifesaver Cube, which is awesome. It's basically showing you how to prime it, okay? Because if you go and buy it and you just go and straight and fill it up with dirty water, you're going to be in trouble, right? So please hold fire. I know lots of you guys have bought them. That video will be coming, okay? Excuse me. So I would like to say thank you to everyone who's watched the video, everyone who shared the video, because it really helps get it out there. And it's good because when people leave comments under the video, everyone can read each other's comments and hopefully learn something. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to learn. No one knows it all. So together we're strong. Divided, we're not all that. So thanks to everyone who's donated as well. That seriously helps, especially the fire extinguisher. That's awesome. I'm going to go and get one tomorrow. That'd be awesome. But I might do a post on my Instagram account. All of the links to my other socials are under the video, including the other stuff, the newsletter as well. Sign up to that, and I'll probably get one of those done Tuesday next week if I've got time. So thanks to the moderators as well. You guys are fantastic. Really, really proud of you lot, keeping it real. So you guys take care. Watch America, all right? Thanks for watching. Stay funky.